The following podcast is a part of RadioMisfits.com.
All right, welcome in to another week 3 of Kelly's Practical Pics. We are Pugs and Kelly, and we do this every week right here on the Radio Misfits Network.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly has a very unique way of picking her slate of games.
Yeah.
You want to explain it?
Well, you have to go what mascot is fighting the other mascot, and you pick based on the abilities of the mascots themselves.
You're saying that funny. You're saying that weird.
Yeah.
Mascots. That's what you said twice.
Shoot,
mascots.
really? Mascots? Mascots.
Snoot. And you just said schnoot.
Get out of here.
You just said, all right. Yes, she picks the games based upon not any expertise, not any number of fantasy leagues she participates in.
Nope.
She takes a simple look at 2 mascots who are going to go to war, and she decides who comes out alive.
The victor.
That's right. All right, we do it every week. Now, last week, Kelly.
Oh, no.
Last week was not a good week. First
Again?
of all, it was not a good week for cat versus bird. It just we have cat versus bird matchups almost every week, and I don't want to get into it, but you replicated week 1. So
7-9?
7-9. 7-9 on the week. Now, as I warn all you degenerate gamblers out there using Kelly's system as a get-rich-quick scheme, this is a season-long proposition, my guy. You gotta figure there's going to be a couple of weeks that are weird. Sometimes it starts early, but if you bet the Kelly system throughout the season, you, sir, are guaranteed. Kelly, give them the 1-800 number they can call to place their bet.
Can't even think of one.
We need a gambling tie-in. All right, let's get started with this week's game. The first game on this week's schedule is the Thursday night game. Kelly, it is the New York Football Giants traveling all the way to San Francisco for the 49ers. Who do you got? Thursday night game.
Well, just a little fun fact. New York Giants have won 4 Super Bowls. And San Francisco 49ers were the first team to win 5 Super Bowls.
We forgot to say this. Kelly's got a bunch of fun facts.
Yes.
Sharing them with us. Okay, those are fun. All right, so one team, 49ers, has 5 Super Bowls. The Giants have 4, but that's not your system.
That has no bearing at all on how I choose them. So we've got a Giant going after the crazy old coots who are panning for gold up there in their hills. And they keep letting me down. But I'm going to have to go with the stupid Giant again.
Giant. Well, yeah. I mean, see, look, here's the dilemma that I always fall into whenever we get to the New York Football Giants. What kind of a giant are we talking about? Is this a 12-foot giant or a 120-foot giant? You know what I mean? What are we talking about?
I think Gulliver. Wasn't he a giant?
He was. And they were Lilliputians. They were tiny. So a human was about the size of like half his thumb. Okay, that's a giant. That wins. That goes undefeated every year. unless it plays the Titans or something. Anyway, so who are you going with? You got the Giants.
I have to go with the Giants, even though, because then part of me thinks that there's a part in Gulliver. Didn't they like wrap a string around a tree and trip him?
I don't know.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one. But it's a giant, and it should be able to get to San Francisco in like 2 steps.
2 steps. Yeah, big giant. That's right, big giant. Although for your purposes, that's difficult. For your purposes, it should be like a 20-foot giant.
Right. But still, I mean, against a mere mortal whose only weapon is, a pan.
49ers?
No. What do you mean?
I know. I was trying to see how consistent you were. All right, she's going Giants Thursday night, first game of the week. Game 2. Second game is going to be the Atlanta Falcons, the ATL Falcons taking on the Detroit Football Lions. Kelly, who do you like? This is Cat versus Bird. Birds did not fare well last week in Cat versus Bird.
Do you know who the most recent NFL MVP is on the Atlanta Falcons?
Oh, most recent. Okay.
Yep.
So not a guy who's currently on the team who recently won an MVP because that doesn't.
I don't know if he's on the team.
No, there is none. No, it's that would be the most recent MVP would be Michael Vick.
Matt Ryan.
Oh, geez, Matty Ice got it, huh? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware. Who do you like, the Falcons or the? Oh, you got more fun facts. Give me a Lions fun fact.
They became the Lions in 1934 when they moved to Detroit. Prior to that, they were the Portsmouth Spartans.
Stupid.
Yeah.
What does a lion have to do with Detroit?
Well, fun fact again. They named it the Lion because Detroit had the Tigers already. So they thought Tigers and Lion.
Oh, look at me. Turned completely around on this one. I thought it was terrible, and now I think it's fantastic. All right, that's good. Makes a lot of sense. Kelly, who do you got, the Falcons or the Lions?
I got to go with the Lions. They're at home. The Falcons are there.
It's a bird in a lion cage.
Yeah. Oh, the Lions are caged?
Well, they're at home, so where would the lion be?
Be in a zoo.
No, you're right. It's a jungle. It's a jungle. Okay. Yeah.
But still, I have to go with the Lion.
Kelly takes the Lions.
Yeah. I mean,
Falcons.
What did the Falcons do? They dig claws in? How do they defend themselves?
Oh, yeah. Falcons are predator birds. They are badasses. Trust me. But now you got the right one here. Let's move on. Okay. Game 3 of the week. The Los Angeles Chargers are going to be. Oh, got to do it first. The Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Mm-hmm. The Chargers at Vikings.
Do you know who the original owner of the Chargers was?
The original owner of the Chargers. Who was the original owner of the Chargers? Gene Autry.
Well, close, and that they both lived in that state. Baron Hilton.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's a fun fact.
Uh-huh. Okay. And the Minnesota Vikings are, along with the Bills, considered the unwinningest team. They've both made the Super Bowl 4 times in a decade, and they lost all 4 times.
That sucks.
Yeah, what a bummer.
Okay. Who do you like, Chargers or the Vikings? Chargers at Vikings.
Well, I imagine Minnesota Vikings, or just any Vikings, they have like shields and a lot of metal. So the Charger, the lightning bolt, can strike the metal, and I don't think that the Viking can overcome that.
You ever watch Vikings, the TV show?
There is one? I didn't know that.
Oh, it's a phenomenon. What do you mean? Only like 8 seasons and 4 spinoffs. You are so not a man.
No,
if
I'm
you
not.
were a man, you would totally dig the Viking thing. Well, my point is this. I because I've watched all 8 seasons, I am a Viking expert now. Mm-hmm. They seem to deal a lot with lightning out there on the high seas. It didn't seem to bother them too much. They seem to like take direct hits to their ships and,
Yeah, but they weren't fighting the lightning.
Okay, that's true. That is true.
So
all right, Kelly, you're taking the Charger.
Different. Yeah, I got to go with the Charger.
All right, she goes with the Chargers there. Week 3, the Chargers at the Vikings. She's going with the Chargers. Saints, the New Orleans Saints taking on the Green Bay Football Packers up there in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who the first head coach is to bring the Saints to playoffs?
Abe Rooney. I made that name up, but doesn't that sound like an old-time football name?
It does.
Abe Rooney.
It was Jim Mora in 1987.
Playoffs?
Yeah.
That's Jim Mora.
He did that playoffs?
Yeah. Playoffs?
They are.
Making a playoff or whatever it was that he said. All right. Give me a fun fact about the Green Bay Packers.
They are the oldest team to still hold the original name, and that was in 1919. They were given that name. And that's not that fun of a fact. Sorry, Dad.
That is true. But that's only true because the Chicago Bears changed to the Chicago Bears from the Chicago Staleys.
Decatur.
Yeah, but they were for a season. They were the Chicago Staleys, and they went, "This is stupid," because it was like the name of a factory in Peoria that they all played for.
Is that what it was? Because I'm like, what is a Staley?
Yeah, like early. There's that John, Jim from The Office. He made a football movie. I think it was called Leatherheads, and it was all about those early days of football, like when football grew out of factory towns. Like factories would form football teams and play other factories. And that's where George Halas got hired to coach a team for the Decatur Staleys, the Staley factory.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where they came from. All right, next one. Wait, we got Saints at Packers, so you didn't even make this pick yet.
Saints. I'm going to go with the Saints. I imagine them rising up, heading on to Green Bay. It's not that cold yet there. Probably a pleasant temperature, so we don't have to worry about that.
I'll tell you why I endorse this. This is a good pick. because I know a little bit about people who live up in that area, as do you. You had family who lived up in that area. Your mom lived up there, right, for a long time in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I do know about people up there. They are very Catholic. There are a lot of Catholics in Wisconsin.
That's true.
It is they are praying to say, please, Saints totally kick the Packers' ass. This is a good one. All right,
Yeah.
next one. We got the Texans. Houston Texans?
Yes. The Houston
I had like a brain cramp on that. I'm like, wait, aren't they the Texans? Wait, no. All right. Texans at the Jaguars.
By the way, both teams have never played in the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wellsies. They're kind of new.
That's it.
Aren't they?
That's a not so fun fact.
Yeah. Oh, well, dream bigger.
Who do you like? Texans at the Jags. Texans at Jaguars.
That's a tough one. Do the Texans have a gun?
Yeah, it's a dude. He's got a gun because he's a Texan. Of course, he's got a gun taking on a Jaguar.
I'm going to Florida, so it's like the same state.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
You think Florida and Texas, the same state? Maybe that's because you live on the Gulf. No, come on. I'm up here in Dallas. There ain't nothing about Florida up here.
All the laws are very similar.
Yes, the laws are similar. Yes. But
So
you are very Florida down there. That is true. You are very Florida down there.
Yeah, God, tell me about it. I have to go with the Jaguars, and I don't know why.
Is it possible to be more white trash than Florida? Because isn't that kind of like what that, all the factories and stuff?
We have to try really hard to be more white trash than Florida.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place if you frame in the camera properly. Because if you drift a little bit, you're gonna see some things that maybe don't make the postcard. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who do you like, Texans?
I'm gonna go with the Jaguar. I'm not
sure.
sure.
I'm trying to passive aggressively get you out of there and back up here in Dallas.
No kidding.
So there will be a
you and my lawyers. Yeah. Kelly, you ought to think about moving over 100 miles away. Okay. So maybe that's on the agenda. Who knows?
Strategically, I like. Okay, go ahead. So we got Texans at Jags. Who are you taking? Enough about your messy personal life.
I'm going with the Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I would go with that.
Okay.
But I'm an idiot. Next one, Broncos at the Fins. The Denver Broncos at the Miami Dolphins. This is a horse dropped in the ocean.
Yeah.
It should be easy.
That's unfortunate.
It's a spazzy horse. A Bronco is a spazzy horse.
It's rough.
So it's dropped.
But it's in water.
But it's going to freak out. It ain't going to remain calm and try and figure it out. This Bronco's going to drown almost immediately. That would be my guess.
But I have seen horses swim on YouTube. But I don't know in how deep a water, because the dolphins are in deep water.
Well, here's the thing, because you're right. They got those. Have you seen those magic horses they got in South Carolina that run on the beach and nobody knows why?
No.
Oh, you really don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. So there is a herd of wild horses that live naturally on the outer Breaker Islands of South Carolina. And Prince of Tides was shot there.
Okay.
The Prince of Tides was all about watching the beautiful horses. And they're just like these wild stallions that live on the beach, and they've lived there for hundreds of years. And they are
one tries to catch them or anything?
Well, they're protected. It's a
good
tourist trap thing now. Yeah, they're very protected. But what they think happened was in the remember when Florida was settled by Spanish dudes in 16, whatever, remember
I remember hearing about it, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, sure. St. Augustine was the first city in America or something. It was 1649 or whatever. It was the Spanish. Well, the Spanish brought horses, and they think that they just, as they moved up and down the coastline, they would abandon their horses. So the horses that's why they got horses. So my point is this. There are crazy wild horses that are familiar with water, but these are not them. These are Rocky Mountain horses.
And they have to go to Miami to the Dolphins and play in the sea. Oh. Here's the fun fact about the Broncos. Do you know what college John Elway was drafted from?
I do, in fact.
Yeah.
Stanford.
Yep. Very good. I figured that one was easier. And the Miami Dolphins are the only team to have an undefeated season. Remember we met that guy in Iceland who was on that team?
Who?
In Iceland when we were doing the press tour, and we met that guy. He does sports, and he was on that Miami Dolphin team.
Oh, yeah. That was Jim. Jim. I can't remember his name.
Jim.
He died.
Just
He
Jim.
died.
It's fine.
Jim.
He died?
Dead Jim. Yeah, dead Jim died a couple of years ago. Like dropped dead on the air.
No.
Yeah.
Well, good for him going out in glory.
Doing what he loved.
Yeah, there you go.
Jim something. Yeah, but he was the voice of the Miami Dolphins. He played on the team, and he went to Iceland with us. Hey,
He was
Kelly.
super nice.
Here, these are them wild horses I was telling you about.
I'm gotta go with I gotta go with the Dolphins because they're playing at home, and I don't know about the Broncos being able to swim for an entire hour.
Well, you're not looking at the picture. Look at the screen. I put it up. These are those wild horses.
The Dolphins are farther in. They're not just like hanging out at the beach. They can't.
Look at this picture. Look, these people are just hanging out at the beach, and there's just horses.
Yeah,
like just walking around like wild, like deer.
Yeah, I have them down the street from me. They poop on the beach. It's gross. That's why I don't go to the beach. That and sand. Look at two good reasons not to go.
Look at these skanky homeless horses. Look at them.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of there. All right, moving on. Sorry.
So I went with the Dolphins.
All right, Dolphins. Kelly is taking the Dolphins. That's another solid pick, one thinks.
I hope so.
I think that's going to do well for your average. Game 7, the next one, we're going to go. The Tennessee Titans taking on the Cleveland Browns. Remember, it's a pixie elf. We're going with that, right?
Yep. Did you know that when the Titans moved to Tennessee, they played their first 2 seasons of 97 and 98. They were the Tennessee Oilers. And then they switched to the Titans, which I think was a good move.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, I got to put that to bed. Titans again. I have a feeling that they suck this year, but it doesn't matter. It's a Titan, and it's going into Cleveland, taking on old dead guys. I don't know. Yeah, it's a Titan though.
It's a Titan. A Titan is a giant. It's a mythological, like godlike giant.
Yeah.
No, wait. Now you've got me confused on what a Titan is. A Titan is a giant. Titan's just a very giant thing.
Yeah, but then we were talking about the magical elves. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, because we don't know for sure if the Titans have magic. It's just in my head, King Triton did, and I think of him as a Titan. But the crazy magical elves, though, they could do it. I'm going to go with them.
All right, now, before you lock that pick in, there's a picture of the crazy magical elf. We don't know anything about Brownie the elf. So let's figure out, since we've decided, because it's more fun that they're not just a color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's more fun that, Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe we could take a moment here and learn the story of Brownie the elf real quick, and maybe it'll give us some ideas as to what his powers are.
Knowledge is power.
The story of Brownie the elf begins long before the Cleveland Browns adopted the little creature. All right, he's a creature. That's interesting. Let's see. The team, long before the team existed, hold on. Let me start again.
Okay.
The story of Brownie the elf, the logo, begins long before the Cleveland Browns adopted the little creature, long before the team even existed, in fact. Brownies date back to folklore, Kelly. This is very important stuff. Where they were elf-like creatures who helped out with household chores as long as you left them little goodies to eat.
Like brownies.
Brownies, right? That is where the term brownies come from.
Yeah.
Things that you leave for elves. For doing stuff that's really being done by mom, but none of us ever gave her credit.
That's right.
Let's see. Go ahead.
The magical part to me seems like it would be difficult to overcome.
But then with magic to clean dishes. I mean, this is the official Cleveland Browns explanation of what their mascot is. He cleans dishes.
It's no fun to clean dishes. I cleaned dishes all day today, it felt like. But, man, all right. I'll go with the Cleveland Browns. I'm giving you a chance, Elf.
See, that guy,
what you're made of.
That guy looks like he's got some swag. That guy, I wouldn't.
That's the first guy that I was thinking of.
Yeah. Okay. That guy's a little good, a little stinker.
He seems more likely to break the dishes than clean them.
Yeah, he's trouble. Okay, who you go with? Wait, what are we doing? I'm so
the Browns.
All right.
Magical elves.
Kelly's going to take the Browns over the Titans. Home win for the Browns. All right, next game, we've got the Buffalo Football Bills taking on the Washington Commanders. Kelly, who do you like, the Bills or the Commanders?
Well, the Vikings are along with the Bills, unwinningest team in history. They both made Super Bowls 4 times in a decade, and they both lost all 4 times. That's unfortunate. You'd think that you would have won one just by odds. But no, apparently not. And then the Commanders, they haven't shut out a team since 1991. Unfortunate.
Really? The Commanders have not shut a team out since 1991?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's too bad. That's not a stat to be necessarily happy with.
It is not.
I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. I'm thinking that if the Bills were in an organized military, there was a ranking, then they would be higher up than the Commanders.
Wow, what? On what? What?
Yeah.
What do you mean if they were in? Why would someone named Bill be higher up than the commander if they were both in the same military?
Well, because the Commanders have to follow some kind of rules in theory.
You just really want to pick the Bills. You just really know that the Bills are good. And you really want to pick them.
Oh, they are good?
Hey, look,
that's good.
Fine. That's fine. We'll go with that. She's taking the Bills.
Yeah, that's Emil's team.
Colts are taking on the Ravens. The Colts at the Ravens. Who do you like?
The Colts.
Little baby horse.
The baby Cowboys. Over the Ravens. Why do I not have that?
It's a baby horse, and it's like a real manipulative bird.
Yeah.
It's the Edgar Allan Poe Nevermore, Nevermore Raven.
Yeah, you got to go with the Raven. It's because it's a baby horse. It's got to be easily tricked, right?
So easy.
It doesn't want to learn either. It's just like,
I don't know how the Colts ever win a game. I really don't.
Yeah,
baby horses.
Have
you ever seen? How do they can't even walk? Have you ever seen a Colt?
Yes, I have.
Oh, it's such a bad nickname.
Yeah.
All right. The next game, we're going to go with the New England Patriots taking on the New York Football Jets. Pats at Jets.
Things are all out of order. This isn't right. Oh, did you know that the Patriots were almost named the Bay State Patriots? And the owners of the team, when they submitted that as the name, NFL did not like them being called the BS Patriots.
So Patriots. Oh, there you go. That ain't good.
I know.
I liked. I prefer that the Patriots go back to being the Boston Patriots, what they were back in the, because I always think, like, I love Boston. I think Boston's such a cool city, but I always think that, like, Boston is seen as second tier because they don't even have a football team that's associated with their name. That's how I look at it.
That's unfortunate.
And they get mad. Oh my God, you say that to someone from Boston. It's the entirety of New England. Like, that's impressive to me.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't care. I only want to go to Boston, not Farm Tucket. Or some suburb. It's Boston. Should be the Boston Patriots. Okay, who do you like, Patriots or the Jets?
I'm going to go with the Patriots. I'm a little concerned about, although, do they have to play in the sky? No, because the Jets are on the ground too.
Yeah. I would say if we have to decide where is home for a Jet, we would automatically think sky. But the reality is, I imagine a Jet in its lifespan spends far more time at home, or on the ground than in the air. So that would be a hangar.
Yeah, it's on a hangar and probably breaking because they tend to break a lot if they're not flying a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the New England Patriots. As much as it goes against my bad feelings in the Patriots.
I know what you mean. Patriots, they're like the Astros in baseball. There's just like some scum on them. All right, here we go. Here's a game. Panthers at the Seahawks. Another cat versus bird matchup. The NFL is filled with them. And again, let me be clear, because I don't care about the branding, Seahawks. There's no such thing as a Seahawk. We're talking about seagulls. That's what these are. These are seagulls, scavenger birds, not scary hawks that rise from the sea.
Do you know how they got their name, the Seahawks?
No, how?
It was decided by a public competition in the 70s. So people wrote in and nominated what they wanted, and Seahawks was the winner.
Goals sounded too puss.
I don't.
It does.
It does
really
actually.
The Seagulls.
Uh-huh.
All right, who do you like? You like the Panthers or the Seahawks?
I got to go with the Panthers.
Oh, you got a Panther fun fact for us?
According to the NFL Films, the Panthers logo is, quote, loosely representing the outline of North and South Carolina.
Cool.
I think, yeah, whatever. You stare at something long enough, you can see anything.
No, maybe it does. Hold on, wait a second. Now I gotta look at this. Now I gotta check out the Carolina Panthers logo. Hold on, let me see. I never noticed Carolina Panthers logo. I never noticed that before. And what do you say? It's supposed to look. Is that? Hold on. Now I gotta look at Google Maps.
I know, that's the other part. I'm like, hold on, what does that? What do the outlines look
North
like
Carolina.
in the States?
All right, let me see what North Carolina looks like. Okay.
North and South.
Here's a summary from hotels.com.
I'll be damned. It is.
Really?
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, wow.
That is so cool.
I have to look that up.
That is so cool. Hold on, let me look one more time. I mean, look, now that you say it, you can totally see it. I don't know. I'd never noticed before, but yeah, now that you said, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. All right. How clever.
All right, so we'll go with the Carolina Panthers. I think they're okay on the sand, and Seahawks are annoying as all get out.
All right, going cat in the cat versus bird matchup last week. That should have taught us. Cat.
Yeah.
Although, wait, no, maybe it was the other way. I think it was birds that won last week, or maybe I don't know. Whatever, it was lopsided. Next game. I'm not here to do your research for you, people. If you're going to bet on this stuff, do it yourself.
That's right.
Next game. We're just here to guide you. Bears at Chiefs. The Chicago Bears at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Do you know the Bears have never had 4,000 yards of passing in a season?
Yeah. Do you know that I went looking for my Bears jerseys to wear during this segment, and I happily couldn't find them?
Takes the pressure off. And the Chiefs, did you know in 1960 to 1962, they were known as the Dallas Texans?
I did know that. Kelly,
I did not know that.
Did you know that the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs lives one block over and 6 houses down? That's
really?
Right. Yeah, Lamar Hunt. Lamar Hunt lives right there. And when they won the Super Bowl this year, everybody decorated. Like people were coming by and decorating his driveway. It was kind of nice.
That is nice.
And you know who he lives across the street from?
No.
Jerry Jones. How weird is that?
Who's that?
Jerry Jones.
Oh, Jerry Jones. I thought you said Joey.
No.
I'm like,
Jerry
I don't know.
Jones.
Is he a brother? Jones' brother?
Jerry Jones and Lamar Hunt live right across the street from each other.
Wow, I wonder if they hang out.
Preston Road. They must. They absolutely must.
Maybe they Christmas carol together.
They must.
Wouldn't that be nice?
All right. So who
so
do you like here?
I'm going to go with the Bears.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Going with the Bears.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. Your average just needs help. And this seems like one that could have been easy. Here's what I would say. Here, look, no, this is you. You're locked in on Bears. I don't mean to change your mind, but I will say this. I have seen photographs of Indian chiefs wearing bears. I have never seen a bear wear an Indian chief.
All right. Are the Chiefs, is their only weapon an arrow? Because that's how I think of them, bow and arrow.
Well, they're a chief, so their greatest weapon is their leadership ability. You
think that they could lead the Bears out?
I think the bow and arrow. I think they got no. We saw Indian. They were natives. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm an old man. I was raised when Disney taught me about Indians.
I know, that's right.
No, natives. Okay, so they had guns. They had guns, just like cowboys. They used to, Indians used to shoot. Not, I don't think in the beginning. I think they had to kill a bunch of cowboys to get the guns. But eventually they
got there. Yeah. That's a way to. It's all right. I can go with the Chiefs then if they're going to have weaponry to go fight the Bears. But like,
of course.
I thought if it was just bow and arrow, I'm like, I'm not really up on what good that does.
All right, here we go. Here come the Dallas Football Cowboys taking on the, you know what? They've been so many places. Let's go with Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I just wrote Cardinals. Yeah.
Cowboys at Cards. Oh, let me tell you something.
A cowboy can shoot a cardinal.
Now, you're down there in Corpus Christi.
Right.
I'm here in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I know all of Texas is cowboy crazy, but you might not get it. Oh my God, Kelly, cowboy fans are so insufferable right now.
Because they won games?
Oh,
Did they win games?
Oh, they won 2 games, and they've won
Oh,
2 games
all right.
very big. They look very good. All right, look, you're like, wow, they really look good. But of course, everybody's walking around. They're already booking Super Bowl, weekend trips and stuff like that. It's like, do you people never learn? I mean, they do this every year around
That is
here.
bad juju. Don't do that.
God, they go nuts and they count their chickens, and then it's always Tony Romo's fault or something. Stop
Is he
it,
still
guys.
calling games?
Yeah.
Didn't he get in trouble for being lazy last year?
Nah, he's the highest paid guy doing it. He's great. I love
Okay.
Tony Romo. All right, Cowboys at Cards. Who you got?
Cowboys. They'll shoot a Cardinal.
Yeah, right? How easy is this one?
They're not even they're not even fierce birds. They're the sign of spring.
I like to look at it this way. This is just 11 Cowboys and 11 birds.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure 11 Cowboys with a 6-shooter.
Yeah. But it's got to be the Cowboys.
Two.
Sorry, Cardinals. I don't know how you're ever going to win.
You're right. It's going to have to depend on the situation. It's going to be.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right, the next game, Cowboys at Cardinals. Let's go with Steelers at Raiders. This is the Sunday night game. The Steelers at the Raiders. Who you got?
Well, the Steelers are the only NFL team with the logo on one side only of their helmet.
I know what
which I forget about that.
It drives me nuts.
Really?
I don't know. I'm not like clearly diagnosed OCD, but I have these tendencies, and that's one of them. Like whenever I watch a Steeler game, I get anxious when it's not the logo side. I don't know why, but it's just like there's a little thing. Like when a cop pulls behind you, and you've done nothing wrong, but you get that little. That's what I get. I get a little anxious.
Yeah. And then the Raiders, when they played in Oakland, they had a player, Jim Otto, who wore jersey number 00. Yeah. Why don't more people do that?
They do now. They can now. They couldn't for a long time. Back when Jim Otto was playing, there were no rules. They were except the only rule, no Jews. That was the only rule back when Jim Otto was playing.
Okay.
No Jews. And other than that, no rules. You could shoot anything, you could smoke anything, whatever. But then the NFL got big and they made all these restrictions on numbers. So like linemen had to have certain numbers. If you played a position, the number group corresponded to your position group. And they got rid of that. They got rid of that because superstars started going, but that's bad for my brand. I'm a 310-pound lineman. I want to be number 1.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. So they had to change the rules. But now it makes no sense.
Well, I'm going to have to go in this situation with the Raiders because the Steeler has to go to the Raiders. And while they're tough union guys, how many breaks is it going to take for them to get all the way to Las Vegas from Pittsburgh? And that's a bad stereotype for me to be enforcing, but the Raiders seem tough because it's in the name. So I'm going to go with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, you're right. Both of these are both very tough people, right? These are like if guys who are working in steel mills lived back around Raider times, they'd have been Raiders, not steel. And vice versa. If there was a guy who was born in 1950, he'd probably grow up a steel worker, right?
Yeah.
So they're equally tough guys. But here's what I look at: this got to be a morality question, because this is going to be a fight to the death, right? So you got 2 equally tough breeds of man growing up in 2 completely different eras of human existence. I think that the lack of morals on the part of the Raiders would just because a Steeler. You know what I mean? I mean, a Steelers like going to be like, oh, I don't want to kill him. I could go to jail. Where a Raider's going to be like, no jails. They can hold me. You know?
That's right. I'll make those jailers my bitch. I got it. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Raiders.
All right. She takes the Raiders. That is the Sunday night game. She takes the Raiders. Hold on. Let me make sure we get that. All right. Monday night, the Monday night early game. We're doing 2 Monday night games now. They're making it very confusing because they're on at the same time. You can't, I don't know. Ugh.
They're at the same time.
Oh, they're like an hour difference. Like the first Monday night game starts at 6:15. The second 7:15. I'm like,
oh my
what?
gosh.
Can't.
No.
All right, who you like? You like the Eagles? They're traveling to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Baker Mayfield-led Buccaneers. Go Baker, bake. I don't know. There's got to be. I'm liking him this year.
Did you know that the NFL commissioner Burt Bell died in the stands watching the Eagles play the Steelers?
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did you
in 1959, it was a long time ago.
Did you know that in the 19 1940s, like 1942. There were no Eagles and there were no Steelers, but there was a team called the Steagles. The
Steagles?
Yeah.
What's a Steagle?
A Steagle is World War II broke out and they couldn't field two teams. So they mixed the Steelers and the Eagles and they played for a couple of seasons as the Steagles.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a fun fact. All right,
That is a
Eagles
fun
at
fact.
Bucks, Monday night, early game.
I have to go with the Eagles because, the sign of our nation. I love eagles too. My
Yeah.
mom's house had eagle's nest by it, and I would always take a walk down there. It would hour and a half. It was about 2 miles away. Go in the morning, hope to see the eagles. God, I love them. So beautiful. So we'll go with the
Hold
Eagles
up.
over the
I'm not gonna
Buccaneers.
I'm not going to let you just do that because if there was ever an indication that you and I have not even spoken in 10, 12 years, but you don't even follow my Facebook page.
Well, I know your mom has eagles.
I am the Eagle Whisperer. I have named
Okay.
5 bald eagles. I miss my eagles.
Yeah,
I had eagles
know.
every day.
I know. Oh, they're so awesome.
This guy Jackson. On the day Glenn Fry died, Glenn Fry of the Eagles. The day Glenn Fry died, I spotted a new eagle and I named him Glenn.
Yay! In
his
tribute.
honor.
That's
So-
right. Good
so,
going.
yeah. So I know
Hi,
about
Glenn.
You don't need to gin me up to get on your side about Eagles. I
Yeah.
love Eagles. I just don't like Philadelphia Eagles, but we can work through that.
Yeah. I saw one of them do something nice to a kid last
Bald
week
eagle?
on YouTube. No, a player.
Oh, player.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought that was nice.
More likely if it was the actual bird. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, who do you like here? Eagles or Bucks?
Eagles. I gotta go with the Eagles.
She's going with the Eagles.
Mhm.
Not impressed. She's not impressed with the early season heroics of one Baker Mayfield. A man left for dead who is thrilling audiences.
Baker Mayfield? He sounds
Yeah.
like a jazz performer.
That's a cool name. It is a cool name.
Yeah. It is a cool name.
Let's see. I follow a funny guy on Twitter. His name is Maker Bayfield. Just did it opposite. I do that a lot with sports guys. Like Kelly, you probably don't notice, but there's a guy, well, maybe you do. There's a guy on ESPN, and he's been on ESPN for like 30 years. And I've been watching him, like a little robot for 30 years. I know who he is. If I saw him in public, I'd be like, like that. He's like super cool. Kelly, I don't know if this guy's name is Herb Kirkstreet or Kirk Herb Street. I have no idea.
I know what you're talking about because I know that guy's name.
He's famous. I just don't know.
But I don't know which is right either.
I don't know. I don't know if it's Herb or if it's Kirk. No idea. Is it Herb? Would I see him in a bar and go, Herb? Or maybe that would work because if his name is Herb Street, they might call him Herb. I don't know.
Yeah. I would go with Herb.
That's why I never want to meet Herb Street. Or whatever his name is. All right. Who do you like? Eagles or the Bucks? Did you pick this?
Eagles. Yeah.
All right. The next game. This is the final game of the week. Final game of week 3. Here I go. It's practical picks. So let's make it a good one. We're going to go with the Los Angeles Rams traveling. Oh, to that. Hope the Los Angeles Rams don't get distracted during their weekend in Cincinnati. Because that's where they're going. Rams at Cincinnati.
Okay, this was the most interesting fun fact that I came up with for the Bengals. Did you know that Joe Exotic asked Joe Burrow's help? Like he said to Joe Burrows, Tiger King is my trademark and intellectual property. My life has been destroyed while you all ride fame off my life's work. Okay, Joe. Exotic.
Yeah. All right. So that would work. He can't. You know what? Here's why that doesn't. Well, it makes kind of sense. Like Tiger King became a famous thing because of direct association with Joe Exotic. It was Joe Exotic, Tiger King, and that was him. I am the Tiger King. That coincided with the rise of Joe Burrow, who won a national championship and a Heisman Trophy playing for the LSU Tigers and then was drafted into the NFL by the Cincinnati Bengal Tigers. So he has a case himself for being the Tiger King.
But then Joe Burrow went on the record saying that he doesn't even like being called the Tiger King.
There you go. Yeah, he's because he's Joe Cool. Wait, no, he's got another nickname that's super. That kid is awesome, man. I want my kid to be like Joe Burrow when he grows up, and not just for the paycheck. I mean, just because of the way the way he dresses, his press conference. He's so funny.
The way he dresses.
Oh my God, he shows up to games dressed like a pimp, like a giant tiger-colored fur coat, and like a big hat. He's here. It's the best I'll show you. Joe Burrow, he's so cool.
I'll have to look
Irritating
that
though,
up.
because life has been really it seems-
Unfair to him
it
because
seems
he has more fare.
yeah, it seems like he's been blessed, I guess.
Yeah.
We say, the way I have not been. So a little jealousy, working through a little jealousy, but I like him.
You're working through it.
All right, here you go.
Acceptance is the first step.
All right, here, check this guy. He's so cool. Hold on, check him out. There was one game where he dressed like an 80s rock star. He just like showed up. He was like, he had skinny tie and all that. All right, like there.
Oh, well, okay. That's a look.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
That
cool.
is a look.
Look
Yep.
Look at my boy.
He does look like he should be in a band.
Yeah, he's a rock star quarterback.
Yeah.
Nice suit. That's a really nice suit. I like that. That's good. Look at that one.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. Oh, come on, little Tom Brady right there. That's
Yeah.
he's got it.
Wonder how much he spends on clothes. I bet people just give him stuff.
Oh yeah, he doesn't pay for rent. That's the thing about these guys. The more look at that one. That one's kind of fun. Look at me, he doesn't care. He's all wearing all pink.
Yep.
He's an ally.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tigers. Yeah, anyway, his whole career has been Tiger. So he has Joe Burrow has a stake to the claim of being Tiger King. All right, who are we going with here? Rams versus Bengals.
Bengals. Going with the Tiger.
Did you give us a Ram fun fact?
Did you know that they originally played in Cleveland?
I did know that.
Oh,
Right.
I didn't.
Hey, here's another Los Angeles-based team fun fact. Do you know that do you ever wonder why the Los Angeles Lakers are called the Lakers? Like they're lake rats or something? They're in Los Angeles.
Yeah. I don't think of it as Lake Town. That's my daughter. She doesn't mention lakes a lot.
Because they were original. That's of course it's not. The Lakers should be a team from where they're originally from, Minneapolis. They were the Minneapolis Lakers.
That makes sense.
Land of 10,000 lakes.
Yeah, that's
not
right.
Los Angeles.
No.
Los Angeles Lakers. What?
No.
All right, that's gonna do it. That's wait, who'd you go with? Who?
Cincinnati Bengals.
Sure.
The Bengal Tigers.
Okay, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
Joe
I
Burrow.
hope so. We'll find out.
Joe Burrow will show up wearing something really kick-ass because it's a Monday night game. And Monday night means all eyes are on Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
All right, Kelly, wave to everybody as we say goodbye to another edition of Kelly's Practical Picks. We are Pugs and Kelly. We do this every week. Follow us on Radio Misfits, or you can find, it's social media. We're everywhere. Bye, folks. See ya.
Ah.